Luna was driving alone on an old dusty highway, her car humming as trees thickened around her. The jungle was drawing closer. She kept glancing out the window, left, right, eyes narrowing. Something in the trees felt alive. Her fingers tightened on the steering wheel. Suddenly, the engine coughed and gave out. The car slowed to a crawl, and then stopped completely. Silence surrounded her. She stayed in the car, staring at the dashboard. A wave of panic rose inside her. She was stuck, alone, in the heart of nowhere. Opening the back door, she grabbed her bag and zipped it up tightly. She was preparing to go on foot into the unknown. Entering the jungle with hesitant steps, she raised her phone high. Maybe, just maybe, there was signal here. But no matter how far she wandered, the screen stayed dead. No bars, no hope. Just endless trees. 9. She walked deeper, her boots crunching over leaves, heart pounding with every step. 10. Eventually, exhausted, she found herself back at her car, as if the jungle had quietly pushed her in a circle. Night fell fast. Shadows twisted. Every rustle made her jump. Fear was now a companion. She sat in the car and turned on her flashlight. Its narrow beam cut through the darkness like a lifeline. Morning returned. Weak sunlight filtered through leaves. Luna nibbled on a half-crushed packet of biscuits in the car. 14. Determined, she entered the jungle again, cutting fabric from a low-hanging tree vine. She needed makeshift supplies. Suddenly, a flock of birds burst from the branches overhead. Luna gasped, frozen in fear. Terrified, she turned and ran back to her car, heart hammering in her chest. Inside the car, she placed her notebook carefully on the seat and stepped out again, this time more prepared. She searched for food, berries, mushrooms, anything safe. Hunger was setting in. Tired, she sat under a tree and pulled out her only bottle of water. Each sip now mattered. She stumbled upon a stream, a soft gurgle in the stillness. She stepped into the cool water. Splashing her face, she let the water wash away some of the fear. She refilled her bottle, grateful. She followed the river, walking slowly, using it like a thread in the maze of the forest. Eventually, she turned away from the stream, heading back into the dense greenery. Under a tall tree, she sat and ate a handful of dry snacks she'd found earlier in her bag. She spotted a tree with small berries. Falsa. Carefully, she tasted one. It was sweet and safe. She plucked more and gathered them into a side pocket of her bag. A small victory. She found dry twigs and lit a small fire with the lighter in her emergency kit. Smoke curled into the sky. Crouched near the fire, she hugged her knees. The warmth felt like home. Suddenly, 2 foxes appeared from behind a bush. Luna didn't move. Their eyes met. 30. She held her breath. The foxes watched, then slowly disappeared into the foliage. The jungle was never truly still, always watching. She sat quietly, listening. After a moment, she stood and began walking again. The fire behind her flickered, then died. She walked far, deeper than ever before. The car was now a memory behind her. At last, she paused in a small clearing. The air was damp. She sat and rested. Something edible on the ground, roots or wild tubers. She picked them carefully. She looked around. Was she safe here? Could anything be watching? She walked again, step after step, pushing forward through vines and shadows. Kneeling again, she dug through leaves, hoping for mushrooms or anything useful. Nothing, not even a worm. She sighed and stood up, feeling hopeless. 40. The sky turned gray. A storm was building. Thunder rumbled from far away. Rain crashed down suddenly. She ducked beneath a tree, water running in streams around her boots. She moved through the storm to another clearing, eyes blinking through raindrops. Finding rope and sticks from earlier, she tied them into a crude tool. She tried cutting a thick metal wire she had found, maybe a fence or trap. It didn't budge. She let the rope fall and stood there, defeated. Her hands trembled. Rain returned harder than before. She sat beside a tree, soaked and shivering. She waited in silence, for the storm to pass or a miracle to arrive. When the rain slowed, she picked up a stick and stood. Her eyes were tired, but focused. She began walking again, back toward the area with the strange metal ropes. Soon she reached it. The wires were still there, still uncrossable. She collapsed to her knees, tears mixing with mud. She screamed in frustration. Drained and broken, she found her way back to the car, her safe spot. And then someone, a man, appeared near the vehicle, calling out. He rushed over, handed her water, and quickly called the rescue team. Within the hour, emergency medics arrived. Luna was wrapped in a blanket, placed gently in a vehicle. At the hospital, doctors checked her vitals and ran tests. She was safe now. Treatment began immediately. Dehydration, infection, trauma. Slowly, healing started. She opened her eyes, finally conscious. Her parents were standing right there, in tears. Back home days later, Luna quietly sat at her desk, completing a school assignment like nothing had happened. That night, she curled up under her blanket and slept, for the first time in true peace. Next morning, she wrote everything, every moment, in her journal. Later that day, sitting with her family, she told them the full story. No detail left out. A few weeks later, she returned to the jungle with a team to find her car. There it was, dusty, covered in vines, yet still standing like a monument of survival. She approached it slowly and placed a single flower on the hood. A quiet farewell to her wildest journey. Guided by forest officials, Isabella stood near the moss-covered car. Her breath caught. It was exactly where she left it. She opened the door. Leaves and cobwebs greeted her, brittle and faded. A cracked water bottle still lay on. "I really thought I'd never see you again," she whispered, smiling softly through the emotion welling in her chest. The silence, the keys were gone, but she didn't care. The car had done its part. It had sheltered her when nothing else could. It's for if she wanted to let it go or keep it, as if removing it would erase a chapter of her soul. On the ride home, she kept glancing. The forest ranger smiled beside her. "You want us to tow it out?" She nodded, unsure.